Raila's speech and DP Ruto's speech yesterday at the Mashujaa Day celebrations in Kirinyaga. How was it received by the people? What political impact did it have on the Mount Kenya region? That is the question I answer on this video today. And it is fascinating stuff, especially the feedback I got from the ground. Towards the tail end of the video, I revealed that. The revelation of how the people received these two speeches was most interesting. And it may seem that the battle for the Mount Kenya vote is already too one-sided. One candidate is clearly ahead, and I'm not sure if they will relinquish their lead that easily to the opponent going forward right up to August 2022. A very warm welcome to this video, and thank you so much for making the time. The real drama at the Mashujaa Day celebrations yesterday in Kirinyaga was not remembering our heroes and heroines of the struggle for a better Kenya. No. The real drama was that for the first time in a very long time, we had President Uhuru Kenyatta, Deputy President William Samoei Ruto, the former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, not only all together in one place, but all with an opportunity to speak. And of course, what Kenyans were expecting and hoping for was that all three would speak their mind openly. But of course, it was not to be, because this was a national celebration. The day to pretend that all is well and that Kenya is united, more united than ever. Now I just want us to break down the speeches of the two major perceived presidential candidates for 2022. And for starters, it is important to note the order in which the two spoke. Raila Odinga spoke first, and he was very focused, laser focused on his chief objective in this speech. And of course that focus was on Mount Kenya votes, period. What Raila was doing was cementing on his gains in the Mount Kenya region. And he was doing this by mentioning names of Mashujaa wa Kenya from the region and emphasizing, bringing to focus the great contributions in the freedom struggle from the Mount Kenya region, which actually is a fact. And I've said this before on this channel. There's no point in arguing. It is better to understand the circumstances. Our Kikuyu brethren bore the brunt of the colonialists' assault on the nation called Kenya. The first prime pieces of land the Mzungu snatched, grabbed, belonged to the house of Mumbi. They were the first to be affected. They were already suffering when the rest of the Kenyans, our forefathers, the non-Kikuyu forefathers and great-grandfathers, ancestors, were still basking in the sun of the life they had always known. Walking around without any clothes, getting crops from their land, tending to the animals, etc., etc. How do you fight back when you have not been affected? Anyway, Raila mentioned all of them. But to me, the most shocking was Raila's hero. Raila told Kenyans that his great Mashujaa hero is Emilio Stanley Mwai Kibaki. Really, Raila? Hey, really? The man most responsible for 2007-2008 clashes is your real hero? Kweli hii kitu inaitwa siasa can make you say a lot of things. But it was easy to see what Raila was doing. Mwai Kibaki is hugely popular in the Mount Kenya region. More popular now than he ever was when he was in power, or even shortly before he took power. Mainly because people are comparing him with the current administration. When you compare Kibaki to the current times, especially in the Mount Kenya region, the Kibaki years look like golden era years where things were very good, and an era which will most probably never come back. That is the thinking in Mount Kenya. Yeah, and therefore this particular statement, this particular allegation by Raila was on point politically. And I'm sure the point was also to remind the people of Mount Kenya of the very interesting, memorable tour that Kibaki and Raila had shortly after their stunning victory over Kanu in 2002. Because on that tour, everywhere they went, when the president spoke, there was a lot of excitement about Raila Odinga. Jamba. The people of Mount Kenya couldn't wait for Kibaki to give Raila a chance to speak. The people were eager to hear from this hero, who to them at the time was the one most responsible for getting rid of that devil called Kanu. Now, throughout Raila's speech, I was trying to observe the deputy president very carefully. And I could see he was not only very attentive, but his mind was racing. Because the deputy president already had his prepared speech. And now things were changing very rapidly as Raila delivered his. Now, I'm sure the deputy president knew that there would be no campaigns on this particular day. At least not directly. Yeah, and therefore his objective was to speak to the people of Mount Kenya and convince them beyond any doubt that he had no issues whatsoever with President Uhuru Kenyatta. The idea was to convince the people of Mount Kenya that he still respected the president. Now, in my opinion, this was the deputy president acknowledging a tactical strategic mistake he has made. The mistake of openly attacking President Uhuru Kenyatta. Why is that a mistake? And yet some people say the president is no longer popular in his own backyard. Well, let me explain. And to shorten that explanation and yet make it very clear, crystal clear, I'll use an illustration in a family. You have some major issues with your kid brother. You hate him. He has done very many things to you which you don't like. In fact, whenever he speaks, you just start feeling angry and annoyed. And not even depending on what he's saying. Just the mere sound of his voice gets you worked up. And then one day, somebody attacks your family and goes for your brother. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think you'll cheer them on? No. Your instincts will kick in and you'll strongly defend one of your own. Yeah, your issues can be sorted out later. Bottom line, even though you have issues with your kid brother, You're not going to join with outsiders to hit out at him. No, it doesn't work like that. So this was the Deputy President's prepared speech. And that was the political objective that he wanted to achieve. Yeah, show the Kikuyus, show Mount Kenya that actually he loves the president. He has no issues with him. But I sensed immediately that the Deputy President was feeling, after Raila's speech, that Raila had gained a lot of mileage with his strategy for the day. And therefore the Deputy President felt that his speech would fall short, way short of Raila's. And this is why when the Deputy President stood up to speak, he tried as much as possible to inject his campaign rhetoric into his speech. And he did things like mentioning the bottoms up economic policy that he intends to pursue if elected as president. Listen to those two speeches again. Very fascinating stuff. And it all underlines the fact that the Mount Kenya region is going to be a major battleground for these two presidential hopefuls. And according to information from the ground, Raila's speech was better received by the vast majority of those who were at that meeting in Kirinyaga, representing the whole of the Mount Kenya region. It seems that the feeling amongst many was that what the Deputy President was saying was a contradiction of what he has been doing over the last handful of months. The feeling was it did not ring true. That is what I'm being told by the people on the ground. Which brings us to another very big question. What are the true feelings? What are the true motivators deep in the hearts of DP Ruto and Raila? What are they really thinking that is very deep in their hearts and they can never speak out in public? I believe I captured this very accurately, and in great detail in a video I did some months back. I put a link on the top right hand corner of the screen. Go for it. I highly recommend it. You will be amazed and you'll get new insights. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.